Everything you need to know about products and services that can improve your life. This is Experts on Call on CL 650.
He came up with that idea when we were talking. When I came.
You like that? You like this song?
Sure.
Yeah, still the same. Jack McIvers, my guest, the master appliance knowledge, I guess basically bank of knowledge. With 50-plus years in the appliance business, you have, you're kind of a household name here in Vancouver. You have your store at 69th in Ontario. Anybody that's lived in Vancouver for a long time knows your business, and you have many repeat customers. Now, before the break, we were talking about these Speed Queen built hitch washer and dryers, and that's a big cornerstone of your business now. And why did you select this to sort of represent your business for people looking washers and dryers? What is it? What's different about this company than you see with other companies?
Ethics.
Oh, really?
Ethics,
is that simple?
Quality. Never design anything only to make it better. Now they've had this design now is 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
They really haven't done anything to it because it is perfect.
So what is it that? So describe the machines.
Okay,
how are they different?
The strongest part of it is the transmission.
Right.
It is, and they just increased the warranty to 15 years. It's been 10 years for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
They guaranteed the transmission, but they went to 15 years. They changed the design so that the motor is bolted to the washer tub and the outer tub.
Mm-hmm.
And it has 6 really strong springs that hold it down, and it kind of oscillates around on a pad that's between the
So it's like a floating disc, right?
floating disc, yeah. And it very, very rarely ever goes off balance unless you don't use enough water. But it holds 20 pounds of clothes,
Mm-hmm.
washes them perfectly clean in 30 minutes, and the models we're selling have no computers.
How is that possible today? Is it the old kind of one you used to dial them, you know, like the machines of old?
I don't know if I had any influence over it or not, but I said I wouldn't sell them unless I might not sell any if they come with computers. They are available with computers.
How do they start-stop then? Is it without a computer? Is it just the old kind of dial system?
Yeah, you just reach over there and turn it to your selection and pull the knob out.
Like the way we used to years ago, right?
And it's a good way to go.
So you have people that have tried the front loads,
Mm-hmm.
and give me some of the examples of problems with those and why people have come back to the top load again.
Well, basically the trouble is time. If you're a mom with 2 or 3 kids, front load washing machine will take you 5 or 6 hours to process. The dryer is always waiting.
That's true.
So basically, the idea is this machine, you do your first 20-pound load in 30 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
put it in the dryer, and the dryer is going to take 40 minutes, 45 minutes. You drop your next load in.
It's always ready to go,
30,
right?
30, and so by that time it's coming out, that one's coming out, you can get that one. So it's kind of, so you can process 40 pounds of laundry in an hour.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and that's the way they work. And everything about the machines are heavy duty because they are built on the frame of the coin-op machines. The dryers are heavy duty coin-op.
So you're talking about the stuff you would go to the old laundromat?
Yes.
Oh, really?
You go to a Speed Queen laundromat or a Hibsch, you see them. There's a lot of them around. A lot of them in apartment buildings.
So
now we haven't talked about my coin-operated business, but we do have a moderate-sized leasing business in the coin-ops with using Hibsch laundry equipment.
In the older buildings?
The lower mainland. Well, no, newer buildings too. Yeah.
So you say that McDonald's is using these in franchises, too?
Yes,
right?
we're delivering and installing them to, and they don't have the physical ability to do the work the small machines. I mean, they abandoned front load a long time ago, but they've been buying other top load ones, and they just don't have the durability. So what we do is when we sell products like that, we talk with the manager and the staff a bit about what to do, what not to do, and then once a year we automatically go to the locations and check them out and do any minor repairs. And if they're under warranty for 3 years in commercial use.
In commercial use?
Yes.
Oh, what is it in residential?
Parts and labor.
Is it the same in residential?
It's parts and labor, though.
Oh, right, yeah.
But they don't pay for the labor.
Right.
But then McDonald's restaurants, they pay the labor if necessary. But what that does is it gives them continuity. There's not something wearing out and going to break down, and we'll catch it before it breaks down.
So if it's good enough for an industrial application, so you're saying you're using this style of machines for...
Oh yeah, and lots of industrial applications. Yeah.
So what do people say when they've gone from a front load machine and they bought this Hipsch Speed Queen built washer dryer? What do they say? Or you never see them again for 10 years?
Not necessarily, but the average words that they use, usually the ladies, is "I love" or "we love this machine."
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. Talk is cheap. The machine does a good job.
And what about cleaning?
Really clean.
Versus a front load versus, you know, and there's problems.
Better than a lot of them.
Because front load is, there's mildew. Like we had one years ago and it was getting to the end of its life and it had this mildewy smell and it was horrible.
Yeah.
And you couldn't get rid of it. And you don't have that problem with the top load, right?
No, because what they do is they actually, the pump, you see the front load machines have an electric pump which doesn't evacuate all the water. But the Hipsch machines, Speed Queen, they have a pump that will lift water 9 or 10 feet in the air. So when they pump out the water, it's gone. There's nothing in the bottom of the machine. There's just a bit in the pump.
Now what about people
so they dry out,
yeah,
and you don't get the mold. And
so what do you say to people who have never, you know, a certain generation, never had anything but a front load machine? What do you say to them? Try a top load? You'll love it?
No, they come in looking. They're tired. They're tired of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
They just say that's enough.
Not very many people are totally satisfied with their front loads.
Yeah, and I guess it's a proven design. I mean, we had these top load machines for many years, and a lot of people say, "Oh, the European way of doing laundry is better." And a lot of us have visited Europe, and that's where it all came from, right?
Let me just explain that. The European machines boil the clothes.
Oh. Because
they've got a big heater built into them. And when they boil the clothes, you don't get slime and mold. Mm. But we're energy saving here, and we wash in cold water.
Yeah.
And then we leave that cold water with the soap in it, in the bottom of it, because the pump doesn't get it out, and it rots.
That's the smell.
Mm-hmm.
That's my biggest thing, was the smell. It was horrible.
Yeah.
And,
oh, yeah.
And I had a friend of mine who
take them away.
Yeah, I guess you know
every week
you get up close and personal.
Yes,
to them.
for sure.
So we have a situation where we had a relative, and she was so sick and tired of this front load machine always having to be repaired or replaced. They just said, forget it. I'm going back old school, which is your wheelhouse. These machines are kind of the throwback old school way of doing laundry, but it works.
Better. Yeah, and less money.
So what about, we talked about the washers. How is a dryer different than what you would buy from one of these big box stores?
Well, excuse me, it's heavier built. Both these appliances are not lightweights. Mm-hmm. The washer weighs 280 pounds, and the dryer is probably 180. Can
they be stacked or no?
Just if you're buying like a Hipsch front load $4,000 machine.
Wow.
The dryer, same dryer that's on the. They make a lot of commercial equipment, Hipsch.
But if you're thinking about it, you know, you're going to go and buy a washer dryer, and you're going to have it for 20 years. Mm-hmm. It's false economy to think you're going to get something cheaper and it's going to last 20 years. This is something you'll have. It's an investment.
Oh yes, it's an investment that's fixable.
And that's the beauty. You were saying that if something goes wrong, the parts, and for you as an expert to go and look at it, it's cheaper than replacing it, to have it repaired.
Yes, yes. The the other stuff is made in a way that's not really repairable easy.
And this is the thing. We live in this disposable economy where, it's broken, get rid of it, get another one. But with the appliances, they're expensive, and there's a lot of people listening, I know, who are listening right now and saying, finally, there's something that can be fixed instead of just throwing it away.
Yes.
And you must see that a lot from clients.
Well, they were all good, the Canadian products.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from 1950 till whenever the free trade
88.
That
was the 88 election.
That did us for us.
Yeah.
Mr. Mulrooney.
Yeah. Now, dryers. What's the ratio of gas to electric that you sell with these Hibsch machines? Is it about even?
Well, it depends. One of the advantages of having a gas dryer, let's say you've got an older home and you've got a 60 amp box. Well, you can have a basement suite with a gas stove, and you can have a gas dryer, that's 30 amps.
Right.
That you gain, that you can use for the basement suite.
Mm-hmm.
And because the gas dryer only draws 12 amps.
So that way,
and they're faster. Quite
faster.
Quite a bit.
I've heard that the air is a bit drier. Is that just a myth, or it's?
No, you know what? It just depends on how the burner's running. But you know, it's like you can burn gas cleanly with having the right adjustments. Blue. Mm. And if you got any white in it, you know, then you might have a problem. But I'm an expert on gas stuff.
And do they need more servicing, a gas dryer?
Less.
Less.
They are the longest lasting appliance ever made.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
The good ones, you know.
Yeah.
Like, there's old Speed Queen dryers around that are from the 50s.
Still going. Well, that's amazing. So your advice to anybody that's listening who's in the market for a washer dryer, check out these ones that you have.
Yes.
So it's probably easiest to remember Speed Queen built instead of Hibsch. How did it get this Hibsch name? It sounds German.
Well, the company that was making Speed Queen in Canada and using the Speed Queen name, because it's an American company.
Yeah, I was surprised it was an American company would have this German-sounding name.
They're actually majority owned by the Ontario Teachers Pension Fund, are the majority owners of that company. Yeah. I lost my train of thought there.
No, why did they have this name, Hibsch?
Oh, because when it's kind of complicated, but when Raytheon wanted to sell microwave ovens called the Radar Range, they bought Amana and they bought Speed Queen for the distribution in North America, because these people had distributors all over the place, in Canada here and everything. So the people called Simplicity Products, that's why I say it's complicated, were building the Speed Queen in Canada for Speed Queen, sales in Canada, and they were also building one called Simplicity and marketing that through their distribution. Yeah. And Speed Queen was marketing it through, but they were being built here.
So they just had to come up with a different...
Hespeler, Ontario.
So they had to come up with a different name.
What happened was the 21% interest in the 80s destroyed the appliance business of the independents. And Simplicity Products had been amalgamated with Admiral, and several other companies, Tappan Gurney, were all amalgamated into one company. And they went and got a big bank loan, and Rockwell International, that owned Admiral, got their money out. They knew that the 21% interest was coming, and when it came, flattened hundreds of thousands of people and businesses in Canada.
And all of these
And
guys
North
are
America,
gone now,
too.
right?
Hmm?
All of these businesses are gone from Canada.
Well, there was one there left called Woods. They were making fridges and freezers, and they survived till the 2007 crash.
Right.
But they'd ventured into Mexico and the United States for manufacturing.
Right.
Lost their rears.
Canadian base. Well, it's not just you're not just a guru on appliances. The history of you just came up with a name, the Amana
radar range.
The radar range. I remember when they came out.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. When we come back, we're going to get into more stories, and we'll talk a little bit about why replace appliances when you can repair them. Jack McIver is my guest. McIvers Appliance Sales and Service at 69th in Ontario. We'll continue the conversation next on CL 650.
This is Experts on Call on CL 650.